What's up, people? We back. Another video, another reaction, another day. Today we're doing Slap Town paranormal video. That's my little niche. That's what I like to do. Now I'm doing, the conspiracy theory videos, doing funny animal videos, just anything now, man. Ain't really no one set thing, but y'all know who it is. Y'all know what it is. So go ahead and give me a like. Subscribe to her channel too. That's Life with Chantel. That's my niece. So you fuck with me, you fuck with her. If you ain't fucking with me, still go fuck with her, because her shit different than me. I'm a little different. Y'all already know what it is when you come on this channel. Bring your mamas and aunties in the room. It's that time. And your older cousins and all that. Tell me that good-looking nigga on the screen. But we got Slap Town, man. Paranormal videos. Says 13 real scary videos that'll make you a believer. So let's see what he's talking about, y'all. If it's cap, we call it cap. If it's not cap, we rocking with it. Oh, wrong app.
That's the sound of a 14-year-old girl who'd been admitted to a hospital in Rajasthan for an illness. The scary video was filmed by another patient or visitor in the ward, and it went viral.
This bitch illness is Satan in her blood body. Or she got a demon in her blood. You ever seen that movie, what is it called? Black Snake Moan? The girl got snakes in her blood.
On X almost overnight.
You'll see the movie Deliverance, go watch it. That's the first time I've seen a black family that dealt with real spiritual story, that based on a real story. The little boy in the hospital, it's the mama, the priest, 2 cops, a nurse, and a social worker. He do a backflip and crawl across the wall on the ceiling. This real life recorded, everything. But it's called Deliverance. Y'all know what that's from. Like that bud, then hit that sub. Go and subscribe to me. Hit that bud first, then hit that sub. This ain't a video for kids. Please don't let your kids watch my video, because I do a lot of cursing. It was like, on the weekends, me, my dad, and my mom, we used to watch They'll Come in Jam. I went to movies with my mama and seen Harlem Nights, Coming to America, Breaking 1, Breaking 2, Home Alone, Batman Returns, Boomerang. The list goes on. We used to go to movies that weekend. Family, we were young.
The hospital is the Rawatbata Sub-District Hospital in northern Rajasthan, India. The girl had been admitted for medical care, but the night of the clip, something else was happening. On camera, she's seen climbing onto the railing of a hospital bed, standing with her arms outstretched and moving in ways the other patients found difficult to watch.
I would have been left the room. Come on.
The vocalizations are what made the video go viral. Strange sounds, erratic movements, and a posture that, to a lot of viewers online, looked like one specific thing: possession.
I'm not editing that commercial out, y'all. Fuck, it's a free commercial.
Comments on the post split into 2 camps. The first treated the footage as proof of a supernatural event. The second pushed back hard, pointing out that what's most likely on display is a young girl experiencing a mental health crisis in a public ward with strangers filming her instead of helping.
That's more than a mental. That bitch going slim, goddamn crazy. I'll punch her, look her right in her face. I'll come to the bed.
Possession is the version of the story the internet wanted. Mental illness is the version most doctors would recognize. Whatever the audience was looking for in the footage, what the hospital was looking at was a 14-year-old who needed help.
Why her feet so black? And she dirty. No, I don't want to say that. I'm sorry, y'all. Please don't comment on that comment.
Get away from me. Hello? Scream in my ear when I'm trying to fuck. Stop, dude.
Sarah set up her phone to film a prank on her sleeping boyfriend. The camera caught the prank and something else.
Get away from me. Hello? Scream in my ear when I'm trying to fuck. Stop, dude.
You don't see it, she playing her boyfriend.
The clip was posted to TikTok by @Sarah.Lupica with a caption that reads, "I was trying to prank my BF while he was asleep. This just gave me chills."
Scream in my ear when I'm trying to fuck. Stop, dude.
Here's the mirror zoomed in.
Hello? Scream in my ear when I'm trying to stop, dude.
Sarah set out to scare her boyfriend that night and ended up scaring herself instead. The mirror's still hanging on her wall, and she still can't explain what the camera saw.
Stop, dude. I'm trying, bro.
Trying what?
Here comes my boy. Something's gonna push him on his left shoulder. Whoa. It was quick. You might not have seen it, but he's freaking out over here.
We damn sure ain't see it, homeboy. Rewind that shit. Slow it down.
Buddy, if there's something on him, like an insect or something. No.
An employee at a pizza inn in Richland Hills, Texas, turned to his co-worker and asked
That
if there
restaurant
was
kind of
something
clean in the back,
crawling
though.
on his
I'm impressed.
back.
I worked in the back of
The
a restaurant
camera
before.
saw what he felt, and it wasn't
I don't like
an
it.
insect.
Y'all see that? I don't like it. That ain't paranormal to me. Why would you upload this, bro? Come on, Slap now.
The
Come on, we
scary
do better
video
than
was
that now.
posted to TikTok by Kylek242424, who'd been reviewing the previous night's CCTV from the restaurant. 2 staff members are in the back of the kitchen. One of them is walking along when he stops, turns, and grabs his co-worker. He says something just shoved his left shoulder. He thought it might have been an insect, but it felt like a hand.
Shout out Perky. Shout out all the kicks, man. Shout out OG Dre. Shout out the collective. All y'all boys. This reason why I do this shit now because of y'all. So I'm gonna give y'all a little shout out. Y'all come across this video, man. Let them know Big Uncle said what's up. Y'all hear me?
Now watch the air over his left shoulder, frame by frame.
Oh shit. See that? Okay. Well, my bad.
Skeptics
All right.
offered the obvious explanations: a piece of dust drifting close to the lens, a small insect at exactly the wrong angle, or the kind of compression glitch CCTV systems throw out a few times an hour. Any of those would account for a one-frame cloud. None of them quite account for why the man underneath it turned around and grabbed his co-worker. The owners of the Pizza Inn have stopped trying to explain it. They've taken to calling the place haunted instead. A group of university students moved out of their Oxford share house because of what they'd been seeing inside. Before they left, they caught the same thing in the garden.
Okay, I see it. What is that? No, it's right here.
The scary video was posted to Reddit's Ghosts forum by Dom Sino, a friend of the students who'd lived in the house. According to the post, they'd been seeing a small boy walking through the rooms for months, pale, transparent, never staying long. The fence around the garden was undamaged and too tall for a child to climb in from outside.
Yeah.
In the middle of the frame, between 2 patches of growth, a small figure becomes visible, about the height of a child, standing still.
He picking up something like he been now.
According to the OP,
playing
it was
ball,
a
he
spot the
doing
boy came
something.
back to often.
Maybe he died right there.
If you look closely, he crouches and appears to vanish completely. Skeptics in the comments suggested the figure was a smudge on the lens, a trick of the branches catching the wind, or a digital artifact in the recording. The OP responded that the filmer was a student who'd never edited a video in her life, and that the fence around the garden hadn't been disturbed in the entire time the friends had lived there.
Get exclusive Mortal
Record
Kombat
my
2
other app.
wallpapers
I could have paused it,
for your PC with
but it takes a lot more energy to run it in there.
The students moved out a few weeks later, the house got new tenants, and the boy, presumably,
I got to pay for premium
stayed.
again. I had premium for a little while, but I keep changing my credit card, my bank card, because people keep trying to get my bank account. I know who it is, but it's okay. I still love them.
A scary video filmed outside a convenience store in Raleigh, North Carolina, went viral online. The clip was posted to TikTok by Count My Pockets, filmed from a car parked outside the Mini City store in Raleigh. The TikTok caption framed the moment as glitching, and comments on
Nah, he on everything. Molly, Percocet, cocaine, weed. He on everything right now. That's all that is.
the post took the
He
framing
gooking out.
further.
He gooking out.
Several called it a literal glitch in the Matrix, the kind of breakdown people online half-jokingly attribute to a simulation. A few suggested it might be a malfunctioning android. The thread climbed past tens of thousands of views. The grounded reading came from viewers who'd seen it before. What the camera was filming, they pointed out, looked a lot like a focal motor seizure, a neurological event where one part of the body, often the face, twitches repeatedly without the person being able to stop it. In all cases, the person experiencing one is having a medical emergency, not a
I got a lot of white friends. You know, I got a lot of white friends.
Why Stephen all be all on my page for?
Oh, Steven like that. Steven weird. He try to holler at everybody off none of money, off everybody money. He probably don't need no money yet.
Yeah, Uncle.
I don't want. It's recorded, but it didn't hear the last part. Did it hear the last part? I hope it did.
I think it did because his mic still is on.
He do shit like that though. I don't know.
moment of cosmic significance. Reddit user Phil Matra heard something coming from a window of their house in West Michigan late one night. They went outside to investigate, took a few photos through the glass, and then went back in. The post went up on Reddit's paranormal forum the next day. At first glance, the photo looks almost entirely black. The post asked a single question: am I crazy or is something there?
I don't see shit.
When the brightness on the image is pushed, the answer comes out of the dark.
Oh shit, yeah.
There's a face, pale, indistinct, pressed against the inside of the window, looking out. The first wave of comments treated it as a typical haunted photo post, but then a few users started doing the geometry. The OP had been outside the house when they took the photo, and the figure was inside, in a room nobody was supposed to be using, which they confirmed was their office. The roommates and spouse were all asleep in bed in a different part of the house entirely, and the pets didn't match. In a follow-up comment, the OP mentioned that they'd moved to West Michigan from the Appalachian Mountains specifically to get away from this kind of thing. Whatever Phil Matra photographed that night was inside the house, looking out. They were the ones standing in the dark. Reddit user Turntable3 grew up in a house she says has always been haunted. The family eventually installed a motion-activated security camera. These are two of the clips it caught.
Oh shit. Like that's how to move.
Watch the flip-up section of the table in front of the stairs. The camera only activates when motion is detected and the house is empty.
Yeah, you know when I do my video, I put my phone on silent.
The second clip is from the dining room at night.
I know what I'm looking for.
One of the chairs at the end of the table moves out from the table on its own. Nobody in the frame, nobody in the next room.
What can I do? I can't help mine.
Skeptics in the comments notice something specific
What do you
about
want
the
me to do
footage.
right now?
Every event happens right where the camera's pointed, conveniently centered in frame. The OP confirmed she'd
That's how you prove white privilege, right? I'm gonna tell you some real shit. This is how you prove white privilege, right? White people are the only people that can walk the Appalachian Trail and be kind of safe. Appalachian Trail go from New York all the way down to Virginia. I'm gonna open that door, I'm recording. You know that. Why come that's probably keep you You wanna go outside like, yeah, I'm outside. Yeah, so like I was saying, right? New York all the way down to Virginia, all the way down to like, almost like North Carolina, it goes. All the way like parts of Kentucky, everything. And they can walk it and be mostly safe. I couldn't walk that way. I couldn't walk. And then that, you know what I'm saying? It's in the woods though. It's a trail that goes in the white, it's all in the woods. It's mountains out in Virginia. But they say if you hear a whistle, don't whistle back. If somebody call your name, don't answer back. And never leave the trail. So no matter what reason, never leave the trail. You're on the trail, you're safe. You go on the trail, you ain't safe. There's all kinds. And like, that's the tail of Appalachian Mountain. That's the rule. Even when you're living up there, don't go outside at night. If you hear a whistle, don't whistle back. If somebody call your name and it whisper, that means they're real close. If they say it far away, so if it sounds far away, that means they're real close. Don't answer back. And always stay on the trail. What you trying to tell people? A lot of the frequency, man. All the people that say real. Storm, elves, gnomes, all that stuff real. They live in different frequencies. One time you be closer than ours, but we got to read it. What we got to do is watch the beginning of Hellboy and the Golden Army. That's Hellboy 2. Go watch that in the beginning, tells the whole story. Like they had a deal, treaty, and mankind just kept breeding, taking over everything. So now they live in certain parts. That's why you'll never see Bigfoot shit or Bigfoot. Because they can walk between dimensions too. Land of the Fae, F-A-E. Everything you heard in all fairy tales come from real stories. They seen this shit
Off
for
the
real.
wide-angle feed to make the events easier to see. The uncropped versions, she said, are available on request.
I got one challenge for you. Try Whisper Flow once. One time. And I promise you'll understand why I haven't typed the
I don't know what that is, and I don't want to use it because I'm a real writer. I don't
A
need somebody.
visitor
I don't
on
need
a
to
self-guided
write
day
2 words
tour
to write a
around
whole
the
paragraph.
Sanatorium
You know what I mean?
took a
You
photograph
stupid.
inside the abandoned power plant. He ducked into that section because it was one of the only spots in the complex where he wouldn't be elbowing other tourists for an angle. He thought nothing of the shot at the time. It wasn't until his friend, Reddit user Stats Lamaux, posted the photo that anyone noticed what was in it.
I see
At
something right
first
there, like
glance,
something right
it
here.
looks unusual.
Here and here, maybe. I'll probably miss it.
Brighten the image and zoom in on that right-hand wall.
Okay.
A tall, narrow figure is standing in the dark. The photographer added
I wanna
that
do
he
this so
himself
bad,
is
y'all. Y'all don't realize how bad I wanna do
the
this.
figure in the shot, scaled against the surrounding equipment, is noticeably.
I really want to go ghost hunt one day, just. You know, I always feel like I love animals so much. I don't want to be the first black person to get attacked by a bear. But I feel I'd be that guy. The only nigga in history get attacked by a mauled by a bear or a mountain lion. That'd be me. I'd be that guy. Let's see what else. Come in contact with some supernatural shit like that. I want to go out and venture anyway for that shit anyway. I really ain't scared of nothing. I'm not running. Whatever it is, they got to fight me right there. Like, we got to go to India. Oh, Random Nautica. I used to Random Nautica for a little while. We need to do a Random Nautica video one day. People actually doing when they find dead bodies, people find money, all the time. I don't know how that shit works though. If I know how it works, please tell me. Y'all won't though, but I'm seeing y'all more people coming to the channel. I appreciate you. appreciate y'all for watching the video. One time I talk fast, one time I talk slow. I got to catch y'all to it though. Don't listen. I don't know. Some people like it, people don't. We're from the South, the dialect. Okay, that's all it is. All right, we'll rock on.
Taller. That detail is what made the post explode, because the Indiana State Sanatorium has a long-standing reputation for one specific entity. Visitors and ghost hunting groups have been reporting it for years. A very tall man seen lurking through the abandoned wards and corridors of the complex. He's described as silently following groups from room to room. Some witnesses said they assumed he was part of their tour party until they got back to the van and realised nobody could account for him. Others have only ever seen him in glimpses, a tall, dark shape at the edge of peripheral vision, gone the moment they turned to look. In all those years of sightings, nobody had ever managed to photograph him, until possibly this.
He must have died there, bro.
Let's check out this home for sale here.
The realtor had been spooked before the shadow ever appeared.
Let me tell you, I'm spooked. When I was going through the house, I had this eerie vibe.
He's a TikToker known as Homes by Chino, and the listing he was filming was a 1910 Victorian in downtown Riverside, California.
Look, horse.
3 bedrooms,
1910,
2.5
what the fuck you
baths, on the
talking about?
market for $570.
I'm not moving no house that was born anything past the 70s. When we had a little bit of freedom. If we're born in it, we were built any time before the 70s, I don't even want to live in there. I already know it's going to be nigger, coon, monkey. That's all I'm going to hear from the ghost. Same way they showed those 4 aliens, they showed an insectoid, they showed 2 grays, they showed the Norse, 7-foot tall white being. Hey, of course, some alien one of them had to be white, they're not from here anyway. That's the only one that scared me. That's the only alien that scared me, that tall white one. The rest of them I ain't worried about. That tall white one put fear in my heart. I know that's where they come from.
$5,000. The house is
Canadian star
unoccupied,
system.
and
They
he
ain't from
seems
here.
to be alone in it. In the opening seconds of the walk,
I apologize for my white friends out there. Y'all rephrase that. Y'all enough from this planet. But I appreciate y'all anyway, though.
through, he admits he wasn't a
That better?
skeptic,
That
wasn't
probably wasn't
gullible,
better, but-
but couldn't shake the
Y'all know
feeling
y'all
that
not from
something
here.
was off.
Y'all don't
One
fit natural
bedroom
order.
in particular, he said, felt very off.
And when I went inside this one particular bedroom, something just seemed very off.
Yeah, but I think every planet had one race on it. This was our planet. Everything here, you know how good melanin is? Melanin is so good. It's electrical transducer. It does a lot of stuff. That's why I call it $304 a gram. You see, all that suntan, that's just fake artificial melanin. That's all that is. Everybody from this planet can take the sun, the heat, and it don't kill us. Not from this planet can take the sun. This is a sun planet. Maybe somewhere from like a cold planet where ain't that much going on. No life. They were dirty for a long time. They had no schools, no universities. They just stole everything from everybody else and learned. We were too nice. We had everything. I digress. I'm sorry.
Then comes the 33-second mark.
The house still has its all original and withstood the test of time, with it having 3 bedrooms and 1.5 baths, and with those bedrooms all being upstairs.
At the rear of the room, you can see something moving.
What?
Here it is zoomed in and slowed down. The comments split immediately, with one half going straight for the obvious haunted house angle. A century-old home, original woodwork, a realtor admitting on camera that he was spooked, all of it fitting neatly into the ghost reading. If the realtor was supposed to be alone in the house, and he was, then the shadow at the 33-second mark might not be paranormal.
Excuse me, y'all. I gotta let my dog.
Empty homes between owners are a known target for squatters. A figure standing in a back room of a vacant listing, moving out of sight as the camera turns, fits that profile uncomfortably well. The realtor hasn't said publicly whether he went back to investigate. The scary video's still on TikTok and the listing's still active.
Let me show you how to go from a sketch of an idea to a real working app in Airtable within minutes. I had this idea to create a dashboard in the style of a streaming service homepage where each card would be one of our products, but I'm not a designer developer. I don't really know how to build it.
Since the 1990s, this scary video filmed in the Bahamas has been splitting opinion. It was captured by scuba divers moving through a coral reef. The camera pointed loosely ahead as they swam. Then something enters the frame that doesn't seem to belong.
Y'all saw that?
A small round object appears in the water ahead of the divers. Within a second, it begins to move. Not the casual drift of a fish, but a sharp, darting motion that flicks back and forth across the frame faster than the diver can swing the camera to follow.
Look at this. Right here, look, look, look.
Oh. I see that.
No, look at the thing, watch.
Video filmed in the Bahamas has been splitting opinion.
Right here, look, look. This. You see it?
Yeah.
It was captured by scuba divers moving through a coral reef. The camera pointed loosely ahead as they swam. Then something enters the frame that doesn't seem to belong.
Not for a while. That's a fish.
A small round object appears in the water ahead of the divers. Within a second, it begins to move. Not the casual drift of a fish, but a sharp, darting motion that flicks back and forth across the frame faster than the diver can swing the camera to follow.
We can identify it's not the fish though.
The footage has been circulating online for over 30 years. In all that time, 2 readings have stuck. The first and most obvious reading is that it's a fish. Marine life moves fast, and a small camera with limited tracking is going to struggle to pin one down. The problem with this reading is that nobody has been able to confidently identify what's in the water. Guesses in the comments have ranged from a remora to a small shark caught at the wrong angle, but no clean fit. The second reading is the one that's kept the footage circulating. Some believe what the divers captured is a USO, an unidentified submerged object, the underwater equivalent of a UFO.
That's mighty small. But it could
USOs sit on the fringe of UFO research, but they've been
Y'all seen Pluto, Nash?
reported for decades. The US Navy has logged
You know we didn't want to.
multiple cases of objects maneuvering through water at speeds that no known submersible can match. The Pentagon's UAP reports released in the 2000s included references to transmedium objects, craft that pass from air into water and back without losing speed. The 2004 Nimitz incident, one of the most cited UAP cases in modern history, ended with the object descending into the Pacific at impossible speed. The Bahamas footage doesn't show a craft, just something small, fast and difficult to track. But the people who fall on the USO side of the debate point out that small, fast, difficult to track is exactly the kind of thing Navy divers and pilots have been reporting in oceans around the world for over half a century. Whether it's a fish nobody can name or a craft no one's supposed to have built, what the divers captured in the Bahamas has been zipping in and out of the frame for 30 years without anyone closing the case. Welcome back to your rapid-fire round of weird news, unexplained sightings, and UAP discourse. Let's get into it. Silver orb hovers over Monterrey, witnesses left with headaches. A man and his young son in Monterrey, Mexico, photographed a silver metallic sphere hovering over their city on the morning of Saturday, May 17th. Then both of them came down with severe headaches in the hours that followed. The orb was completely stationary, completely silent, and hung there for several minutes before the father managed to snap 2 photos. Then it did what UAPs always seem to do. It accelerated, fast, straight toward the nearby Cerro de las Mitras mountain and out of sight. Multiple witnesses on the ground corroborated the hover. The photos started circulating on Mexican social media that afternoon, and Coast to Coast AM picked it up the next day. But the detail that's lifted the story above the usual orb fare
That's a nice spear. I've seen a lot of those things. That's a nice one. I don't know if we making them or somebody making them. Some of them are ours, though.
is the headaches, a physical effect on witnesses that's rare, hard to fake, and has been a recurring feature of close UAP cases going back decades. If it was a balloon, it doesn't explain the speed. If it was a drone, it doesn't explain the headaches. Right now, it's just another silver orb in a long growing list of them, except this one came with witnesses who felt it afterwards. President posts AI alien image to Truth Social. On the same day as the Monterey sighting, the President of the United States posted an AI-generated image of himself walking a grey alien in restraints across what appears to be a military base. It went up on Truth Social with no caption, and was part of a late-night posting spree that also included orbital battle stations, Space Force imagery, and a futuristic-looking command center with a big red button on the desk. It racked up tens of thousands of views within hours. Snopes ran a fact-check the next day. Yes, the President really did post it. Whether he meant it as a joke, a soft confirmation, or just an AI doodle is anyone's guess. It landed 9 days after the Pentagon released 162 declassified UAP files on May 8th, the kind of timing that gets the disclosure community talking, and it has them split. Half think the President is just trolling, and the other half think he's actually seen something. 89-year-old Pentagon physicist names 4 alien species, 4 separate types of alien life. That's the number 89-year-old physicist Hal Puthoff gave during his May 14th appearance on the
That tall white one called a tall white.
Puthoff is a former CIA-funded researcher and Pentagon AAWSA.
Called a tall white Norris. 7 foot tall white people. Oh my God. We couldn't get any worse than that. Give me the insectoid. They eat meat. I really had insectoids here snatching people. They have tall, 7 foot white people around. I would rather see everything in Revelation happens than have tall white people walking around from another planet and they run everything.
P advisor, not someone who tends to wander on.
If they anything like they cousins down here, oh boy, we in trouble. They come to conquer and take over. It was in their DNA. Give me the insectoids and the grays.
To camera with this kind of claim. His exact words. People who have been involved in recoveries have said there are at least 4 types, 4 separate types of life. He didn't name them himself, but his longtime collaborator Dr. Eric Davis, a fellow AAWS AP veteran, has, and the 4 are greys, Nordics, reptilians and insectoids, all humanoid with 2 arms and 2 legs. The greys are small and hairless with oversized eyes.
The reptilians are already here, we know that, so we ain't gotta talk about those. They've been here, so we ain't worried about the reptilians. They run half the government, they run half of Hollywood, so you know.
The Nordics are roughly 6 feet tall and look broadly Northern European. The reptilians are scaly skinned with tails, and the insectoids resemble tall, mantis-like figures. It's the same taxonomy David Grush alluded to in his 2023 congressional testimony about non-human biologics in US custody.
Then the photo that we have, contact on the government.war.UFO. Yeah.
The difference is that Puthoff is the one giving the number, and at 89, with 4 decades of credentials behind him, he's not someone the disclosure community is dismissing easily. And while we're on the topic of humanoid visitors, quick plug, we've just launched a brand new Alien Overlords range over at slaptam.com, featuring hoodies, tees and caps. Link to the full collection is in the description below. A West Virginia man is arrested after calling 911 over zombies, ghosts, and a UFO. Closing out the rapid-fire round, a West Virginia man called 911 on May 17th to report that he was being terrorized in his home by zombies, ghosts, and a UFO, all 3, all at the same time. He's 33-year-old Clinton Wayne Nealon of Elkins. When 4 deputies arrived at his residence on Chick Drive in Randolph County, he also informed them that he was, in fact, a police officer from Louisiana. He was not a police officer, and he was not from Louisiana. Nealon was charged with misuse of the emergency system and impersonating law enforcement, and was held at the Tygart Valley Regional Jail on a $2,500 cash-only bond. Whether the zombies, ghosts, or UFO have any comment is unknown at this stage.
You're one sentence away from launching your website with Base 44. Since the beginning of the internet, there's never been such a fun...
I'm gonna edit this shit. I don't really want to do that. From now on, don't use my other app from now on.
That's your rapid fire round. Now back to the countdown.
This app is just better because I can do my green screen shit in the back.
No, I do understand that people would think the story is crazy, but I think it's too much for me to not believe that it was a look into the future.
Keenan Acton woke up from a medically induced coma. The first thing he asked his wife was how babies were doing, but they didn't have any babies. Olivia thought he was asking about their two existing sons, Roman and River. Keenan kept asking and got increasingly frustrated with her answers. He wanted to know about the new babies. The twins.
One of the first things I said to Liv when I woke up was, how's the babies?
Acton is 26, a gym owner from Wrexham in North Wales. In October 2024, he collapsed during a Hyrox fitness event in Birmingham, had a seizure on the floor, and was taken to hospital. He'd developed severe rhabdomyolysis, a condition in which the muscles in the body break down so quickly that the kidneys can't process the cellular debris flooding the bloodstream. His brain swelled and multiple major organs failed. He was placed in a medically induced coma to try to keep him alive.
I've been in those 8 times.
3 weeks in, doctors brought him out of the coma. He suffered a cardiac arrest on day 4 of being awake. He was resuscitated, sedated, and put back in the coma for another 8 days. Olivia was told on multiple occasions that he might not make it. On one of those occasions, she was told he had 24 hours left. On May 16, 2026, more than 18 months on from the collapse, Acton sat down with BBC News to talk about what he says he experienced during those weeks. It's the part of the experience he still can't reconcile.
For me, the coma, it wasn't a dream. It's like I was still living, but I was living a different life.
He didn't dream and he didn't see white lights or floating bodies or any of the standard near-death experience imagery.
You don't see none of that stuff. I've been in 8 medical-induced comas. All I can tell you is, when your eyes are closed, you be up, but you still be awake sometimes. Sometimes you be asleep. Sometimes you're up, but you can't open your eyes. You hear everything going around you. I heard everything. Yeah, that's what he's doing. What's the other bowl at? Give me that water bottle right there. I'm coming here to tell you what to do. Isn't that right, boy? Give me that bottle of water right there. He ain't stink. Yeah. There you go. You better piss on my floor again.
According to him, he was just living a continuous day-to-day existence in what he describes as a whole other life. A different house near a lake, a different daily rhythm, and somewhere in that other life.
I don't know what the fuck he was doing. When I had mine, I ended up with darkness. And I heard the TV, and that's it. And people talking every now and again when I wasn't asleep. That's how I was laying there. I was like, I run out of air, with a machine there, there you go. And that one breath will last like 30. You know how much often you breathe? Like, that one breath will last like 10 seconds. Like,
You gotta breathe again.
It's breathing for you. I was counting down like 1, 2, I'm gonna air. There we go.
He and Olivia had twins together.
But it's fun. It's not fun. I'm not.
When he woke up, he didn't know it hadn't been real. He kept asking Olivia to pull out her phone. He was certain they'd announced the news on social media. Being told the twins didn't exist, he later said felt like a piece of him was missing.
It's a little bit devastating, a little bit gutting, because what I thought I was living, I wasn't.
That might have been the end of it, a long vivid hallucination chalked up to brain swelling and weeks of sedation.
Hey, you already know.
Except some months after his recovery, Keenan and Olivia decided to try for another child. They went for the scan, and the technician said, oh, there's 2 of them in there.
We decided to try and get my third child. We went for the scan, and the lady said, oh, there's 2 of them in there. She said it as if it was normal.
Olivia's pregnancy turned out to be twins, with no history of twins in either family and no IVF or fertility treatment involved. Just a routine scan and a casual sentence from a technician who had no idea what she was confirming. When the scan was over, Keenan says he stood up and walked in circles for about 5 minutes with his hands on his head. The only thought going through him at the time, he says, was a single sentence. This is magical.
I remember standing up with my hands on my head and walking around in circles for about 5 minutes.
On the topic of coma stories, we've covered another one over on our second channel, Creepy and Cozy. It's called The Red Lamp, and it's based on a famous Reddit post about a man who falls into a coma and lives out an entire lifetime inside it. If you want to hear the full episode, the link's in the description below.
I might do that.
Wait.
Hey y'all, we might do that video. We might go through that whole video on this channel. I want to check that out.
Closed the double doors of his hallway closet and waited to see if they'd open again.
Wait, if that's fully shot. Yeah.
Then the camera captures this.
Oh, right off! Yo, what's nah?
Commenters began to notice what looks like a shadowy figure.
I don't like nothing about it at all, y'all. What we gonna do?
In the dark room.
Yo, what's nah? What the fuck?
The shadowy figure in the dark room never moves. When the clip ends, it's still standing in the same spot, lurking, watching, waiting.
Yo, what's nah?
Oh, I see him. This game is stupid. I played this game. I got it. I'll show you. I downloaded it. It's stupid. It's like one of those.
Want to see more?
One of those games you just click and it just runs over everything or whatever. I don't like it. It's not I thought it was like a real MMORPG like EverQuest, something like that. But it was
mysterious videos. Then hit that subscribe button and turn on all channel notifications. That way you'll always know when we drop our scary video compilations.
Hey! My fucking bed.
On March 27th, 1974, 3 members of the Betts family were walking the burnt remains of a brush fire on their property on Fort George Island, Florida, when their eldest son spotted something in the ashes. It was a sphere, polished, seamless, about the size of a bowling ball. They picked it up, turned it over, found a single triangular mark etched into the surface, and assumed it was a cannonball left behind by Spanish colonizers. They took it home, set it on a table, and didn't think about it again for several days. Then Terry, 21 years old and studying pre-med, picked up his guitar, and the sphere
We've seen it before, but hey, let's keep
began
going.
to hum back. The family's dog was the first to react. Whatever the ball was making, it was loud enough to send the animal whimpering across the room with its ears down. As the family experimented with the sphere over the following days, they reported behavior that grew increasingly difficult. As the family experimented with the sphere over the following days, they reported behavior that grew increasingly difficult to ride off as imagination. It rolled across uneven floors and stopped on its own. It would change direction, sit motionless for hours, then move again. Doors in the house began slamming shut without anyone touching them. The family said they could hear organ music in the rooms, even though they didn't own an organ. At one point, Jerry Betts said the sphere appeared to be following them around the house. After about 2 weeks, they called the local newspaper. The Jacksonville Journal sent a photographer named Lou Egner to the Betts' home in early April 1974. Egner placed the sphere on the floor at Jerry Betts' instruction and watched it roll 4 feet to the right, stop, turn, roll 8 feet to the left, arc back, and come to rest at his own feet. He told the paper it was the darndest thing he'd ever seen. The story ran in the Florida Times-Union on April 11th, 1974. Within a week, it was national news. Within 2 weeks, it was international.
Don't let it go over there.
The US Navy got involved within days of the first newspaper article. Jerry Betts personally drafted a contract granting the Navy 2 weeks of access to the sphere at Naval Station Mayport on the condition that it be returned if it wasn't government property. The Navy's findings were detailed and in places strange. The sphere was made of stainless steel, specifically Type 431. It had a hollow shell about half an inch thick. It could withstand 120,000 pounds per square inch of pressure, and the X-ray X-rays showed 3 or 4 smaller spheres inside the larger one. Navy Chief Chris Berninger told the Florida Times-Union the ball had a magnetic field, no radioactivity, and no explosive content. He also offered a possible explanation for the rolling. The Betts family lived in an old house with uneven stone floors, and a ball that perfectly balanced needed only the slightest indentation to seem to move on its own. The Navy returned the sphere since they couldn't learn anything more without cutting it open, and Jerry Betts refused. That was when the scientific community arrived. Dr. J. Allen Hynek, the Northwestern University astronomer who'd created the famous Close Encounter classification system, examined the sphere personally. He concluded it was man-made, said the surface had a small welded plug on it, and said in a radio interview that the rolling behaviour was largely wishful thinking. He added that he'd had to keep the sphere from rolling off the table during testing, but pointed out the table was the only surface available. Dr. James Harder, an engineering professor at UC Berkeley and research director of the Aerial Phenomena Research Organisation, took the opposite view. He claimed his analysis of the sphere revealed elements heavier than anything known on Earth, and described the object as a highly pressurized alien probe that would explode if tampered with. Other examiners reported a magnetic field 1,000 times stronger than any natural substance, a transmitted radio signal, and a high-frequency tone above human hearing range. The conflicting verdicts ran in the papers for months. Then a quieter explanation surfaced from a different direction. In April 1974, a Jacksonville equipment supply company president named Robert Edwards came forward with a brand new stainless steel ball of identical size, weight, and composition. It was manufactured by Bell and Howell in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and was used as a ball check valve in paper mill machinery. A nearby paper mill identified the Betts sphere as a part dismantled from oversized tubes 15 years earlier. Around the same time, a New Mexico artist named James Derling Jones told reporters he'd been driving a Volkswagen bus full of similar ball check valves through Jacksonville around Easter of 1971. He'd planned to use them in a giant clock sculpture. The roof rack had given way at some point during the drive, and 3 or 4 of the balls had fallen off into the brush. 3 years before the Betts family found theirs. He refused to name the company they'd come from because he'd acquired them illegally. The Betts family stopped speaking to the press. They eventually put the sphere in a trunk and kept it out of sight. Antoine and Jerry Betts have both since passed away. Terry became a medical professional and has not commented publicly in decades. The family's home on Fort George Island, known locally as the Neff House, sits abandoned and is slowly being reclaimed by the forest. The sphere itself has never been seen in public since. Some say the Navy never gave it back to the family. Some say the Betts family destroyed it themselves. Some say it's sitting in a private collection somewhere in the United States. What remains is a 21-pound, 7.96-inch stainless steel ball that hummed when a young man played guitar near it, rolled across a room on its own, and ended up examined by scientists, the US Navy, and the Aerial Phenomena Research Organisation without anyone ever fully agreeing on what it was or where it came from.
Oh.
If you want.
All right, y'all. I had to let my dog out, but that's really about it. Hell, turn the camera a little bit on me because I'm the star. I'm just playing. Hope y'all had a good time. I had a good time, as I always do. Thank y'all for watching, man. Appreciate it. You know, subscribe to the channel. Show your friends, co-workers, show your enemies, your ex-high school crushes, the first person you dated, the first person you kissed, show everybody. You know what I'm saying? Show your aunties, though, because they're going to find me very, you know, or your single mothers. Especially if you near the Treasure Coast. Y'all holler at me. Get at me. You feel me? Y'all have a good day. I'm done. I'm gone. Oh. Remember, yeah, hate from the enemy, man. Love from the creator, so always love people first. Hating is really hard. And it drains you, so don't hate people. You ain't got to be around them to love them either. You just love them from a distance and still hope they wish the best for them. You feel me? But y'all be safe, take care. Be safe, take care, be safe, take care.